Now for this course section here, I prepared another new starting project, a new main.dart file which you find attached and which you should download and use to replace your main.dart file in a new Flutter project. So here I created a new project called Favorite Places, and in that project I replaced my main.dart file with the attached one. Now, if you take a look at the content of the attached main.dart file, you will see that in there we seem to be using Google Fonts. I'm using it to set up some text themes based on Google Fonts here. That's the reason why I'm adding Google Fonts. And this is how you can use Google Fonts to set up text themes. In addition, I'm setting up some base colors here based on a seed color, overriding one of the colors that would be inferred automatically alternatively with a more specific color. And then if you scroll down, you'll find a My App widget, a stateless widget, which simply sets up the theme, a title for the app, and then nothing more, because we'll write the other code together. Now, before we write any code, though, you should make sure that the Google Fonts package is available. And for this, you should run flutter pub add Google_fonts to add this package to your project so that this import then can be resolved. And therefore, ultimately, after running this command, you should have a new entry in your pubspec.yaml file where you do find this Google Fonts package under dependencies. The version, of course, might be different for you, but the package should be there. And with all of that out of the way, we're ready to dive into this project. And now for diving into this project, I got a challenge for you. I want you to practice some of the key concepts you learned up to this point, because practice, of course, is important. And therefore, I want you to build this very basic first version of the app, which does not yet use any native device features, because we're going to dive into that together later. But this is an app which actually supports multiple screens and navigation between these different screens. And it should actually also use Riverpod, that state management library about which you learned earlier, for managing some data. To be precise, for managing some favorite places. Now, in this basic first version, a favorite place will actually just be an object with a title. Later, we'll also add images and locations to places, but we're going to do that together. Therefore, here in this first version, a place should simply have a title and actually also a unique ID. So these two pieces of data should be stored in a favorite place, and the favorite places should be managed with Riverpod, so that a place is added on this add place screen with Riverpod in the end, and then this list of places, or the place detail screen, where you can view the details of a place. These screens should get their data with help of Riverpod. Now, this app does not use any backend, no HTTP requests are needed. Instead, your challenge simply is to build these screens, set up a place model, and use Riverpod for managing the data. Definitely try this on your own first. It's a great exercise. We're of course going to implement it together over the next lectures though, before we then thereafter dive into all these native device features.